Alright guys, good morning or evening unto thee, my friend. I literally just played this match. And I feel so disrespected! But I will let you be the judge. I'm going to show you this video, and you tell me how you think I did. I know that's dangerous to let the internet tell you anything, but screw it! We're going to give it a shot. Because I felt good about this. I felt like I did pretty darn well. And I received no love. That's why you gotta do things for yourself, man. Do things for yourself. Don't let the haters get in your blood. So we're starting off here on Gibraltar. And the plan is to get a solid defense so that our assault will be easier. Simple plan. You've seen Overwatch enough to know how this is going to go. My plan as Reaper is to get into places that they don't imagine I'll be in and just pester the enemy. Get kills in the back, pester the enemy. I also know he does enough damage to really pester the tanks, so I want their tanks to be worried about me too. Tanks and their squishies. Squishies die, tanks be worried about me. So here we are sneaking upon the side. I was going to try to come around and do some damage to the back line. Genji came around the side. That put me in an awkward situation, so I had to abort immediately. This is a really bad spot, but I did get some nice heals, thank you. And now I can just kind of sit on the payload and pester. Now, right there I should have used my Wraith form. Didn't get it out in time. I was actually pressing the button. I just didn't get it out. Well, I wasn't pressing the button, clearly, because if I had pressed the button, then I would have used it. But the intent was to press the button there. It just did not get it out in time. We're doing okay, though. We got a kill. Did we get a kill? I think we got a kill. And the enemy team is kind of worried about where we are. I wanted to get on this top level because I wanted to make sure I knew where the payload was and I could get around the enemy. So, doing well. I started on the tank. That's probably not the best idea, but I didn't see the squishies just yet. I just wanted to make sure I had some damage coming in. Wraith form. Get back to my team. Let them get me healed up. And now here's the plan. Use the shadow step to get away from where they know I am into some place they don't think I am. My team comes around, starts their contest. I get to come up behind where they're not paying attention. Soldier down. Should have focused more fire on Moira at that point. Get my Wraith form to make sure I stay alive, but I did get outside of my resurrection field, or whatever it's called, field. Now, this is fun. Knock D.Va out the mech. Make sure I get my reload. I'm getting close to my my ult in a really good position. Now, the reason I used the ult there was because I saw that Reinhardt's shield had just collapsed. There was no need to hold back. D.Va was out of mech. Reinhardt's shield, or D.Va was almost out of mech. Reinhardt's shield just collapsed. I mean, there wasn't much they could do about that. And I want to be on Zenyatta all the time. I tried to aid in defense. Now, what I was doing that, I was expecting the team, somebody on the team, to kind of stay near the point, so that way they could contest it. But because we weren't at the point, I was trying to get some kills in the back line. Nobody else was on the point. Genji was able to just kind of step on the back of the point, and that pushed it far enough. And that sucks, because I feel like I had pretty decent positioning and a pretty good setup, but I don't think it was followed through on very well. But I should have been better about getting back to the payload after I got my gotten those kills off. So I'll take that. Step it around. Now again, I want to be in positions they don't see me, so when they pop up, I can get some easy damage in. Hey, soldier. Should be getting more headshots than that. And if I don't get kills, that's fine. I want them to at least blow their cooldowns. Soldier blew his heal. Looks like Reinhardt blew a charge there, but that wasn't good for me. D.Va's out of mech. Soldier down. I don't want to get into this fight with her at that range, because if Moira's at that range and can keep backing up, she can deal so much more damage to me on my way to her than I can deal to her as I'm trying to catch up. So it's much smarter to just back up. I did poke my head out here to see where they were. The plan was to kind of ambush them, but Baby Diva did see, or Diva did see me. Look at that. Look at that. Now I couldn't get the full thing because Reinhardt's shield got up, but when Diva saw me and came up, I kind of backed up because I knew she was on her way. Once I knew she would probably be coming, I just backed up and, like, you know, when you get here, we'll be waiting. Got caught with the Zinni. Not bad. 5,000 damage, 14 kills. Not bad. I'll get to what I want to say in a second. Again, we got a pretty decent hold here. I want Zenyatta at all times to be terrified. Now I should have just gone across. I was thinking I could double back. It just didn't work that way. That was a pretty good lead by Soldier. Oh, he was actually after somebody else, it looks like. So it was a pretty good lead. It was just also serendipitous that he got me to. Now, that was not the brightest idea for me. The plan, though, was to force my way in, do as much damage as possible, and hopefully my team could come in and help continue to stall. I think they had already given up, so they just kind of backed up a little bit. Moira was calling for the group up at that point. But to be fair, I was dead. Who else was it? Winston was close to death. Yeah, that's where we were. Now, that Genji just gave me the greetings. And I say that because at the very beginning, when I picked my character, Genji kind of kept pulsing his character, and I got the idea he wanted me to switch to somebody else. I think I'm doing okay with Reaper. Dare I say, I think I'm doing pretty good with Reaper. Now, again, high vantage point, I can get behind their shields. I want to wait until Zenyatta finishes up his ult, and then I want to come in. I don't want them to be able to heal through this. There's a Reinhardt back there, but I want to catch their team when they come back, particularly because if Reinhardt is that out of position, that's one less shield for them. Unless he comes up from behind and kills me. But he probably should have been dead before he got to me. But we can still mount a pretty good defense here. I just noticed at this time that Reinhardt was able to knock down 3 members of the team. Again, Reinhardt rushed out of position. We get to punish him. Attacks on him. There's Diva. I want to Wraith form right before it explodes. So just in case I'm in the blast radius. If I ain't the bomb, at least I'm in the blast radius. Shout out to Joe Budden. I'm planning the funeral. I'm getting the hearses ready. These homies only want to ask me when the verse is ready. Not a how to feel. Sorry. Anyway. Got killed. Got using a Wraith form to get away from the Diva bomb. Ended up in a bad position and still died. Didn't have the Wraith form to get out of the position. Coming back behind. I started that a little too early, but it really wouldn't have mattered because Reinhardt had his shield. Who I killed was probably who I was gonna kill. Did some damage to him. Back up. Now I want to use the payload as my shield for most of the damage. And I can just stay on Reinhardt. If he wants to try to fight, yeah, I'll stay on him. Because A, this is giving me ult charge, and B, it's also giving me health to be able to deal damage to him. Pop back up. Going after them squishes. And this is good because once Moira is dead, I know I can kill Zenyatta. Well, I thought I could kill Zenyatta. Now, one of the problems that I run into with this is I'm also nervous because I had to back up here because I know what happened in that first point. I thought the team was going to be able to back the payload up or stall it, and that they were off the point. So I want to make sure, if nothing else, I am relatively close to the point and good enough to be able to get to it if I need to. Once Diva did her ult, I don't know. I honestly, during the moment, didn't know who all she killed. So my thought process was, once the ult blows up, get back to the payload, so that makes sure I don't die by it, and B, somebody's there. If she took out the whole team, at least somebody's there. Moira had a good idea there with her ult. but she should have stayed on the payload, kind of hopping around. When she backed up, it gave us just enough space. Now that being said, we were about to focus the mess out of her, so she's probably going to die, but that would have been a better play. So, I lock in Reaper, I'm getting ready to change things, and then I think to myself, he was pulsing, so I'm going to give him the opportunity if that's what he wants. I'm giving him his Reaper. This is me being nice. I'm giving him his Reaper. Because doggone it, I play whoever I want to. I don't care who it is. I'm going to play him. And we're going to be alright. So, my thought process here is, honestly, it's the first time I really got a chance to look at it fully. But Soldier allows me, should have played Ashe probably. But Soldier allows me a little bit more range to catch up with the Reaper. So as Reaper goes in, Soldier is able to stay back and still keep that consistent damage coming. Soldier and Reaper together are actually a pretty good team. Reaper's got some very high burst damage. Soldier has some very long sustained damage. Soldier can stay back, keep sustain. Reaper can flank around, do his burst damage, get the kills. Now, Reaper is asking us to group up here. I think personally this is a stupid idea, but I want to see how this Reaper is going to do this, because he may have a good plan. He may have execution. This is not good execution. Reaper doesn't get a lot of benefit standing this far back and dealing damage. He just doesn't. I did drop back here and I dropped my healing station. I wanted to drop the healing station because the longer we stand in that, me and Orisa, the longer that we're going to get, or the more ult charge I'm going to get. As opposed to me going back inside, we don't get that ult charge. And quite frankly, I wasn't really expecting that I would need the healing station anytime soon. Not because they're bad. My aim is bad. Not because the other team is bad, but simply because once we drop down, I mean, everybody's kind of scattered. We got 2 or 3 upstairs, 2 or 3 downstairs. I can go ahead and get the heal now, and then try to jockey for better position here. Got clocked. Did he change? Okay, so he already has changed. He did all that to get the Reaper, and then immediately swapped over to Widowmaker. Now, I haven't noticed it yet, but that's what I'm dealing with. Bad aim, but we getting it together, baby. Drop back so they think I'm not here. Come back out. I was not expecting Brigitte to be there. That was really bad positioning for Brigitte, actually. She walked up in the middle of the whole team. I come back. I want to dodge a little bit. And now I want to pressure them a little bit more to force them out of their places. Roadhog burns his cooldown. Not Orisa, but Moira burns her. And that's really beneficial for us now that I think about it, too. Not only did Orisa burn her orb, but Roadhog also burned his juice pack, for lack of a better word. So both of them burned their cooldowns. Actually, both of them burned 2 pretty important cooldowns. Roadhog's one of his biggest pros is the fact that he can stay alive for long periods of time by just taking a swig every now and again. Orisa, while she does good healing, she does much better healing with the orb than she actually does with the spray. Coming around to counter. Payload got in my way, but I ain't gonna let the payload hate on me. They gonna let this payload hate on me? Pfft. We still gonna get ours, man. Now, I got pinned on the corner and died. Not really pinned, but you know, I got caught up in the corner. And this is when I noticed that the other guy is no longer playing. Did I just? No, okay, I kept going.
I'm the one who does his job. I'm thinking you're the other one.
Yeah. So, I see them up in the corner. I want to keep pressure on them from a distance. Moira could not get away. I'm okay with my positioning there. I was in the back and died. And even though I died, I was able to draw Genji away. Genji excels if there's a big crowd around us, and now there's not.
I need healing.
Oops. I'm trying to tell them to group up back here, not that I need healing. I want them to group up back here because there's no way we're going to stop them from that point.
Anyone else want to do their jobs today?
Actually, we were doing a pretty good job stopping, though. I may have been wrong on that. Looks like I was wrong on that. Oh no, I'm sorry. We're attacked. I'm sorry. Yeah, I wanted them to group up because everybody had died. Pretty much the entire team had died except for that one Moira. And so my thought process was, instead of running out there with Moira, Moira needs to come back with us so we can present a unified front. So it makes no sense to kill the, run out there with Moira, have Moira get killed, and then we just get stuck. Saw some shots coming from above, want to pepper and annoy their 76. Caught that a little late. Got a little bit of healing going on. Trying to keep up some pretty good lateral movement, just to make it more difficult for Genji unless he's using his spray. Now, at that point, I'm looking at the stats, and then I realized that this guy who really wanted a Reaper so bad wasn't even using Reaper. And so now I got my Reaper. But now we're in kind of a disadvantageous situation because we're kind of peppered at this point. We're here and there. Drop back behind. I don't know where their squishies are, but I can do some pretty good damage here. The hook is honestly what got me killed there because I was getting ready to Wraith form out of there, and getting hit with the hook stunned my abilities, and because of that I couldn't really do much other than that. Running low on time. Hopefully we can pull this off. At this point I'm a little salty. I don't know who the other player is, the other assault player, so I'm going to assume he wasn't trying to be mean or ruthless or anything like that when it came to picking his character. But it frustrated me at the time because I felt like I was doing pretty good with Reaper and I was trying to give him the opportunity to shine, and he immediately swapped off after making it known he wanted to play somebody other than Genji. So I'm trying to stay alive right now. I really need a good flank point, but I also want to get rid of this Orisa. Now that Orisa's down, chasing Genji off of our backline a little bit. This is not a good position. We are able to back off of it a little bit though. Almost at ult. Yeah. Yeah, and then we really got lucky right there. We got really lucky right there. But we were able to clear them off the point a little bit. Backing up for that damage. We forced them back a little bit. They lost their Genji. I think they lost the Moira too, I think. I honestly was not trying to jump on them like that. I was trying to hit that corner, but they hadn't quite gotten there just yet. I was able to pick off Genji because of it, and that took out some of their damage. 76 is now trying to come in through the window. As he's trying to come in, we got our guys coming around the back end. And 76 had to burn his healing station up in that window. So even though I wasn't trying to ambush in between two people, which would have been stupid, me getting between those two people, A, took out part of their damage with Genji, and B, took out the other side of their, or took out the survival ability of the other part of their damage in Soldier 76. Right now I'm just going to wait till Zenyatta gets out of his transcendence, and as soon as he does, we're just going to focus fire. He's way too deep. He's way too deep. But I understand why he's that deep, and I respect that actually, because that's something that a lot of players don't do. When you're getting ready to go to overtime, when you're in overtime, if you've got a Widowmaker, a Zenyatta, Ashe, any of these really like low HP, really weak characters, a lot of people will stay off the point because they feel like it's better if they stay alive. No, it's not better if you stay alive. And the reason I say that is, if time is running out in the end of the match, and we're in overtime, you may be the only thing that keeps that timer from coming all the way down. It's better if you get that timer reset and die than for you to stay completely alive and healthy. And then the timer runs out. Yeah! Yeah! And that's cool because Death Blossom backed them up a little bit. They wanted to kind of back away behind Orisa's shield. Once they moved behind Orisa's shield, we were there and ready. My team was pushing that payload. So we get the victory, man! I get to play the game! I don't know why that looked like that, but... So we got that kill. We got powered up. and then we come in. Now, it could be said that I may not have gotten that kill without the healing boost, but if you look at my health at that point, bruh, my health was almost full going in there. I think now Anna was healing me up, but my health was pretty much full during that entire fight. I think I would have been just fine. So, shout out to them. We got a little bit of respect, not much. They gave more to the Roadhog, and maybe I just didn't see all the great stuff the Roadhog did. So, I'm gonna cheers to them. Cheers to my healers. And I'm gonna get up out of here. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Please like, comment, subscribe. I said Anna earlier. I meant Moira. Thanks so much for watching. Have a beautiful day. Peace out.